I was a pizza delivery fellow. Did you know that? I was. When I turned 18, I got a job at Domino's Pizza, and I delivered pizzas in my big minivan. What a wonderful job that was, because it wasn't a very big staff, and it got pretty fast-paced, so it kept you busy, and you also got to work in your vehicle. That's really, really nice. You get to listen to the radio, and as I see pizza delivery drivers nowadays, I am overwhelmed with jealousy because they have something that I did not. And I'm gonna sound like an old man right here. Now in my day, we didn't have those GPSs. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, GPSs. You had to use something called Thomas Guides, a map that I had. Wow. So at Domino's Pizza, at least back then, they had a big map of the area that you covered. And the area was sort of blocked off into cubes. So, are you, wow, a semi-truck just really honked at a guy who cut him off. Woo, I bet he needs to change his pants now. So Domino's Pizza had this big map that was sort of chopped up like, have you ever played Battleship, where you go to A3 and you have to find things like that? Whenever you got a telephone call, you typed in their address, and the computer system, which was very, very old, it plotted the address somewhere on their virtual map, and then it spit out a number like B12, and then you'd go over to this big map and you'd find row B, column 12, and in that area on the map, that's where it existed. And the reason why you could do this was, let's say that several pizzas were coming out of the oven. You could sort of figure out what addresses were in sort of the same area. Made a lot of sense. However, this thing was not always accurate, because oftentimes the address was right on the line, and these cubes were pretty darn big. Oh, undercover cop, some guy got busted. Oh, I wonder if it's the same guy. Oh, the semi-truck honked at. Oh, justice, vindication. Nope, I mustn't celebrate people getting busted. No, I will not. Okay, if they're wacky drivers, it serves them right. You cut off a semi-truck. Whew. Yes. So anyway, delivering pizzas, not always being accurate. So of course, you had to use your brain, and yeah, I got really good at looking at people's mailboxes, driving by at full speed, and sort of finding the address and being like, okay, not that one, next one, next one, next one. And I got lost so much. If in case you don't know, I'm awful with directions. Matter of fact, if I'm ever going to a new place, I have to do a U-turn. That's just me. I've just accepted it at this point. Well, here's my token U-turn. I always miss it, or I don't know why. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm recording the whole time and I'm distracted and I'm gonna get in a car accident. No, I promise I'm not distracted. As a matter of fact, I've probably never been more engaged while driving before, as opposed to just zoning out and listening to a song and staring straight ahead. So Domino's Pizza, I learned how to make pizzas so fast. Oh, it was so cool. You'd smush out the dough, you'd get a dollop of the sauce, you'd put it in a circle and smooth it out, and the cheese, you'd dump that on. I got really good, not meaning to brag. Can't really brag when you're working at a pizza place. But anyway, wow, these guys are crazy today. The green light was there for like 5 seconds and he was just not moving. What is going on this morning? Is everybody drunk? What's today? Wednesday? Wednesday. Whiskey Wednesday. Ha ha! That explains it. Okay. So So Domino's Pizza, I would totally suggest you get a job delivering pizzas if in fact you're 18. They give you, boy, back then it was 40 cents per mile. It's probably a lot more now. So you get compensated for gas or however many miles you go. You just keep track of that. And the tips are pretty fantastic. Don't rely off of them. If you let that drive you, then you'll be very, very disappointed. Let it be a surprise. Lower your standards, and you will be happy with what you get. That's a little life advice for you right there. So yeah, there we go. Wonderful people I worked with. Very, very nice, and I hope they're doing well. Since Domino's, I have had a new appreciation for pizza delivery guys, and yeah, I always try to be as clear and not as difficult as possible. And the pizza delivery guys will love you if you give them some kind of landmark where you live. As opposed to just your address, give them a landmark. Like, I am the house with the gnome carved into the tree out front, which is true for our house. And just to give that visual confirmation once they drive up to your house and they're like, oh, I get it. That it's just so much more helpful, because there's always an element of slight doubt when you're walking up to someone's personal residence and you ring the doorbell, and because it's kind of an intimate moment here. Intimate? Really, Beau? Maybe that's not the right word. It's not like they open the door naked. I've never had that before. But, you know, sometimes it's raining and they invite you into their doorway. And so you're in a lot of people's houses throughout the day. And that's not a lot of jobs do that. So, you know, you just get really used to wiping your feet and kind of keeping your eyes away from the nudity. No, I promise there's no nudity. But great job, great tips, wonderful people. Learn a lot about pizzas and driving and getting lost.